1.
In the more powerful category, R2 Composites took their first win of the season ahead of the husband and wife team in Morse Minardi. The Honda Racing entry failing to finish.
We had the lead at the start, we had a real good start. And then the black Honda boat, he chased us well close. Gone down about 5 or 6 miles down the river and was battling it out. And I don't know what happened, I think he pushed it a bit hard. He just managed just past us and then lost it somehow. I don't know what happened.
So a victory celebration for Kevin and David, while in the 130 horsepower class, that close battle for the win went to the man from Poole, Peter Moore in Rockella, his second victory in 3 races. King of Shaves completed a hat-trick of seconds, while third place was a just reward for EFH Racing after problems in Cardiff.
Fantastic race. That was very, very flat water, very smooth. And it's something that we find that we're now doing quite well at on the flat water, aren't we?
Yeah, it's become a habit.
Great race, second again, so that's the third second we've had this year, so we're consistently the first runner-up. Peter Moore beat us by, we don't know if it was about 10 feet or about 16 feet, but it wasn't very much in 35 miles of racing.
Peter Moore and Ian McLean shake the champagne for the second time this season.
Join us again in part 2 to find out what happens in round 4 of the Honda Formula 4 Stroke Series, because the wind is really picking up and things are going to get a little bit choppy.
R2 Composites leading in the big class, Honda Racing right there with them in fact, so it's a good battle going on between the bigger boats, and you can see all the 130 horsepower boats clustered together. They're holding it quite close to the bank there.
Yeah, it's a case of trying to get the most direct line up the Thames, and obviously the Thames is reasonably wide, not so much at this stage but later on, and you really do want to hug those corners because a second here and a second there can make a difference between winning and losing in the final race.
Well, look at that, Honda Racing, the boat really getting a bit out of shape. What's he doing wrong there?
Well, this is Carl Jeffrey's first race. He's ordered a brand new boat and he's using the Honda Racing boat for the first time here. So he probably hasn't got quite used to the trim yet. He's obviously, you know, a rookie driver, but I'm sure by the end of the race he'll be getting used to it.
Great view with Steve and Tanya Baird on board Morse Minardi as they head up past the Dome and one of the most famous London landmarks, now witnessing this Honda Powerboat Challenge. Rockella leading in the 130 horsepower class. She's looking for a second straight victory this weekend.
Yeah, Peter Moore's a very good racer in flat water. He's known for his flat water capabilities. He's known that he's good on the trim. Ian McLean, good navigator as well. It should be interesting to see what happens later on in the race when it starts to get rough at the mouth of the river.
Now we're looking at the outright leader. We're back with the 225 horsepower boats, and there is R2 Composites. It took the win yesterday, remember? Kev Cozens and Donald Haseman, both from Southampton, and they're coming up to another famous London landmark here through the Thames Barrier. Steve, it's a wonderful sight.
Yeah, it's terrific, Ben. It's not often that you see these, well, any boats going through the Thames Barrier at 70 plus miles an hour.
It's very, very impressive. Now, these are the bigger boats, remember, the 130 horsepower class. They're doing about 50 miles an hour, so they drop away slightly from those top 3. But the leader in the class is this one, Rockella, and now he's coming through the Thames Barrier.
Yes, they've got to be very careful when they go through the Thames Barrier because they can hit some turbulent water. Because the tide runs through there so quickly and then hits this sort of barrier, it can really make the boats go up on their sides.
Well, Rockella dealing with it very effectively, winning yesterday and now leading at the moment, back with the big boats, and they really do skim across the surface of the Thames, and you have to say that Kev Cozens and Donald Haseman doing a fine job out front. This is the battle behind, though, in the 130 horsepower class, and we've got a really interesting driver involved in this. James Cracknell, the Olympic gold medalist rower, has got a chance at the wheel.
I think we're losing a bit of ground.
I know, well, at least we're still there, but apart from the trim a little bit, we're trim the hard we there, really.
Beneath that, and once again, it is R2 Composites, Kev Cozens, Donald Haseman, who are showing everybody the way to go, ahead of Honda Racing, and then Morse Minardi in third. Let's ride on board.
Mark of the course.
It's going to be a north pointing one and that's a south pointing one.
Yeah. That's not a mark.
What?
That's not a mark of the course.
No, it's not.
There seems to be a bit of discussion, Steve, going on about where to go next.
It's 58.6.
Yes, everyone assumes that it's very easy just to run up the Thames, but there are marks of the course which they have to go around. If they miss those marks of the course, they'll be disqualified. So it's not that easy, and I'm sure that's not doing an awful lot for marital affairs in the boat right now.
Well, let's hope they get that sorted out. Meanwhile, the 130 class spreading out there into the Thames estuary now. Let's go back on board with James Cracknell.
Very well. Very well.
Slowly.
It's a bit frustrating, isn't it? It's been doing well. Very well.
Round it round next.
I think I just started looking at the moment. I think we might take the left side. Because it's coming in here. By the time we get there, it's going to be. Let's see what the others
Going
do.
on between Spirit of Bristol and Hoodlum for fourth, and another one here between the baby R2 composite boat. This is in the 130 class. Jeff Orford and Alex Dixon battling with Blue Lizard. So all the way through the field we can enjoy some good battles, but as we start heading out towards sea effectively, the conditions seem to be getting that little bit rougher. Back on board warm-up as they pass beneath the QE2 bridge. Jack Landinning and Simon Bucknell going okay now. They had their problems earlier, but it seems to be well sorted out. They were fourth in the championship coming into this weekend. Good job for the rookies. Now, let's go back to the overall leader. And in the 225 class, it is R2 Composite still looking for their second win of the weekend. A quick glance over the shoulder there for Donald Haseman, but they don't have to worry too much at the moment. Things are going very well with them. Meanwhile, Honda Racing still running second in that class, and Morse Minardi in third on board.
These waves are horrible. What? These waves are horrible.
Well, the waves really are horrible. Steve mentioning it there. And Steve Curtis, you've been in this situation trying to find their mark. So is Honda Racing, and in fact, I think they've gone slightly off course. They're not quite where they should be, and that could cause them problems, of course. If you don't hit the buoys right or get past them right, you'll be disqualified.
Yeah, it's plain and simple. You have to go around all the marks that are there. If you don't, you're disqualified.
There is our winner. It is R2 Composites' second time this weekend. And look, Honda Racing are off course, and they will be disqualified for not crossing the line in the right place. What about Morse Minardi?
This might be the finish. What?
I think it is.
The 225 Honda boat's already gone wrong. Tanya and Steve could save the day by going back and going through the gate.
Where are we?
We've just...
Oh, it's all confusion, isn't it? Yes, in fact, look, they are turning, making a big turn, trying to find that finish line. Meanwhile, here comes the winner in the 130 class. It is King of Shaves. They take their first win of the season, the reigning champions, and they've run superbly in these difficult conditions, beating Roquella after a battle. But these guys still don't know where they are.
And that must be so frustrating to run all that way and that fast and that hard to not be able to find the finish line.
Tanya, where are we?
I don't know. Just...
How could you not know? There's a yellow boy down there. Oh,
We went past two red ones.
Lawyers at dawn, I would suggest.
are we past the finish or are we not past the finish? Where the are we? I don't believe this. Can you look at the... Give me the map.